Okay, now we're back. So you could use a sharp corner like the corner of a countertop or a table, and like I showed you before, we mark the height of our wall. Actually, it goes like this. We mark the height of the wall. That's our mark line. It's easier to bend this way. Then once you get the height of the wall, press down, bend right there, and hold it, and double check the bending angle, and that actually looks pretty good. You can see in there that there's a little splintering going on. Don't worry about that. We're going to show you how to make any repairs. So that's how you bend your roof support. Darn, I walked away from my clamps. Okay. So then, once you get it bent in the right position, you clamp it in place. And like I said, don't worry about that little splice, that little splinter right there. We're going to show you how to fix those. So once that is set in place, you can double check it with the ones you've already made. That looks pretty good. And then put it in the windowsill or by a register. One of the other ways that you can bend is this happens to be one of those paint handle extensions, and this one we like because we can actually adjust the angle of your roof pitch. So if you were going to go with this pitch, you would adjust this tool here for that angle, and if you wanted to change it up a little bit, you could do that as well. So I'll show you how that's done. Let's see here. We have one that we've already done. We lay that out here. We're going to line that up so we know the height that we're after. Clamp it in place. Just FYI, on our site you can link to Home Depot to buy these clamps, and unfortunately not all clamps are created equal. This particular brand, it's a little different red. It's not the deep red, it's more towards the orange. This one, as soon as you clamp, they start to fall off. So we're using this just because we have it, but not necessarily because we like them. So pressure right there at the bend. Bend this pup up. You did hear a little bit of a snap. Don't worry about that. If it is a big snap, you want to check it out. But see how what you heard was this snap. We're not going to worry much about that. We still have the other 50% of this. Roof and wall support is still in good shape, and then even more of that 50% in thickness is still there. We're going to sand and carve and support, and I'll show you how to make braces in a minute. So this goes then in the windowsill or on the register as well. Once you do have it all bent up, you want to put it in with the others and then clamp it, because if they're not all exactly the same and they're left to their own devices, they will all be at different angles regardless of what you did with the brace, mostly because there might be still moisture in there and the wood has a memory and it wants to go back to straight again. These here, some of them were done with the strap, some of them were done with the paint brush roller angle thing. You can see that there is lots of splitting going on. Like I said, don't worry about that. They're still super strong. we're going to sand, clean those up, and make some knee braces. This particular one here snapped all completely, but you can see how that is, you know, going to break. We can't fix that, put a band-aid on that. So that becomes building material, and once again, I don't know if you could see, but the grain goes the wrong direction. That goes in the lumber pile. Like I said, once you're done, clamp this back up, because they will then hold their same memory. So while those are drying, you can prepare your base, which is, in this particular case, it's 11.5 inches wide. This is common wood from Home Depot. If you know the length that you're going to build, they will cut it. If you use one board, we call them a stable. If we use another board and build it the other direction, opposite, we'll call that a barn. The layout from one wall support to the other, to the other, to the other will be the distance of your siding, which is, you know, whether it's a tongue depressor or popsicle stick. The smaller the stick, the closer your wall supports need to be. The longer your stick, you can go from here to that support, to that support, to that support, and build up, which we'll show you in another video. Once again, this is not always necessarily about barn building, as it is the wood bending and craft stick crafts techniques. Here's some water barrels, could be water barrels. Oh, speaking of, darn. If the sticks get wet again, soaked up, they'll want to get back to their original shape. Here is something that might go on the back side of the wagon. We're going to put some sides on there, and that might be, I don't know, some kind of a basket on the back side of a wagon. So once you get these, however many you need, don't hesitate to make extra, because you'll probably use them, and if not, you'll just have extra, so that you can, if you don't end up using them, just use them for parts. So once you have this angle created from this, you need to put some braces on there to just reinforce it. Now, our particular wall, it was going to start out with a tall wall and a short roof, just because of the size of the stick. What we chose to do, once we saw that being built, we chose to do a shorter wall and a longer roof. Then our stable, that would be, let's say, our stable wall. If we make another one like this, that would be the other stable wall. You bring those boards together, and then you put a roof on the top, and that roof comes off and on, off and on, to connect those two when you want to open it up and play with it. So we made a short wall. This is some kind of knee brace. These are the different kinds that we have come up with. This would be, let's say, the end or middle of the wall run. You can put two of these here. This just shows how you rubber glue up and rubber band them together. So it's actually really pretty strong. This one here is about the strongest, because it spans the whole width. And like I said, this is going to be our wall. This will be our roof. And we're going to pre-drill those into this board to create the roof and the wall line. So we're going to make several of these like we've done, and then we'll take our popsicle sticks, actually our tongue depressors, and we'll glue up the wall siding. Boom, 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 boom. And the same thing with the roof. We'll have that tongue depressor going up the roof as well. So that is about that. Lots going on. I hope you enjoy what you're seeing. And if you have any questions, you can email me from my website. Thanks.